to start, the plan is to go kind of the furthest out, and then over the next few days kind of work my way back. I've got my base camp. So today I'm going to go to Swannanoa and see what they need there. And that would, if they're okay at the moment, let's say, I could go down to like the Chimney Rock area by some back highways from that area. That's like in the Black Mountain area too. But I could get a highway from there if they can't use me or whatever. I'm sure they could. But I'm gonna start there and then pick away at towns, working my way back each day. Like I said, I got a base camp, so. But already this morning I just saw a convoy of some sort of military vehicles loaded up with all their people, heading the other way. But I guess that was a good sign. But yeah, I'm making my way to Swannanoa, and I'll start there, see what I can find, and if nothing else, I'm kind of thinking maybe go down to Chimney Rock area, because they might have some people that are sort of stranded and need supplies. So I'm gonna go down somewhere and talk to people and see what I can do. Here we go. So my first stop, talked to some volunteer people, and they are helicoptering things in, so they don't really need a hiker at this time, and phone service is kind of in the mountains. So I called the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office, and they gave me the email that the Black Mountain Police Department gave me that I haven't heard back from yet. So that's no good. But yeah. This is what we're looking at. Just awful. And I don't want to be one of those guys that just drives by with the camera, but I'm looking for some way to help. But I'm not getting anywhere with that yet. But I just started, so see what I can come up with. Holy cow. Here's the news. Hopefully reporting what's actually happening. Oh my goodness. Well, this is crazy. Okay, I've got a lead. Right now I'm at the Swannanoa Fire Department, and so are all these guys. But I cut off the video there, sorry. A place called Silverado's, just down the road about a mile. I guess they're looking for people to distribute things, so I'm gonna go there right now. Alright, so I was just at a place like base camp for people, volunteers and stuff, here between Swannanoa and Black Mountain, and there's already a couple groups that have expeditions and missions going on, so there's a lot of just waiting around, and I got impatient, so I had them load me up. The bed of my truck is full of stuff, and those people, just with the food part, gave me an address and asked me if I'd go check on some people specifically. And I said, of course. So I figured they'd load me up with a couple things, and my bed is full. and overflowed into here. So that's where I'm going. And see what it looks like back there, I guess. Because this place is a disaster. Unloaded everything. I gave some to these folks in a church back behind me, and they took it all. And I made the stop at the one house in particular, and they took a few things, and I'm gonna go check out a road up here to the left that is said to be washed out. This road's destroyed right there, and see if I can't run into somebody that might need something. It's just opened yesterday, I suppose. There's definitely been helicopters, one over there. Helicopters flying around. That bridge, I don't know that I want to trust. Yeah, see what I can find. So far, so good. Oh, there's a rubble field. All right. So I just talked to father and son down on this road that is now a dirt road. All of this just different. But they were telling me about an organization to check in with called Hearts with Hands. He said everybody back here is good to go otherwise. He said that it's so saturated with supplies, you know, food, water, toothbrushes, you name it. There's so much of it right now, which is a good problem to have. And he said in like 3 or 4 weeks, once that stuff runs out, then the need will be there again. But he was saying to go check in with this Hearts with Hands organization. And he said if there's something to be done, they'll be able to have me do it. But I guess, you know, everybody, if they haven't reached out, like search and rescue's done, according to a few people, including these guys I just talked to, and he said that if they haven't been found or haven't reached out at this point, or been able to get out, then they are probably no longer with us, as sad as that is to say. But a lot of people have said that there's just been bodies everywhere. So they've found what they've found, and then everything else is kind of buried. So I'm gonna go check in a couple places and see what I can figure out. We got power lines on the road. There's less trucks there than when I first came out here, so they're working on it. But these folks don't have power still up there. They have everything else they need, I suppose, is what I've been hearing. Which is great, but I want to be involved in helping in some way. The distributing part is cool. I like that. It sounds like the hiking up to places, they either have it already taken care of, or nobody can give me places to go, because all the organizations gotta have that control, so I can only be rogue so much because I don't know this area at all. But things are getting back to normal. But a couple leads on places to go check and see what's up and see what I can do. Okay, now we just did a wellness check. I got a guy in a side-by-side behind me, and we were given an address, and when we got there, somebody was already intercepted that. They're getting their sources from Facebook, people reaching out, but somebody else saw that and took him to water, I guess. They said they had no food and water for 11 days, or no food and power, no water and power for 11 days, but that guy got up there. So we're going back and seeing what we can do now. And right now we're waiting to load up a list of things to take to one of 2 for sure, but maybe 4 nursing homes. So yeah, things are rolling. Got some action now. We first went to the first one and asked what they needed. They didn't seem like they were expecting us. So we got a list, and we're gonna go to another one, check out what they need, drop off this load at the first one, come back, get the second one, and the other 2 that the first place told us about, they're organizing how to coordinate that. So we will see. Okay, checking out for the night. I gotta go check back in with the one group I volunteered with earlier and let them know I'm okay, because they might be wondering. But the place that I went to from where they sent me, I'll do this. Led me to another place, and that led me to another place, and then it led me to the place I was just volunteering with, and they had a lot more going on with welfare checks and checking what retirement homes needed, and gathering those supplies and then taking them back out. So it's about 6:30 now. Gonna get some food, go back, get some rest, and then they got a 7 o'clock briefing in the morning, so I'm gonna try to get there by then, hear all that, and yeah, do some more, because there are people in need. Okay, back on the road again. Not that I'm driving and doing this, but yeah, done for the day. I go back and get something to eat, cleaned up, get some rest, because there sounds like a 7 o'clock briefing with the Generation Church group that they got set up, and that was where I got the most action today, with the nursing home runs and a couple other welfare checks. So signed off with them, and then signed off with the, I think it was ARG, Rescue and Recovery. And then they were saying they got 2 loads going out that they know of tomorrow that they might need people to do. And potentially some hiking to be done. So I got my bag ready for that. They're going to call me if they need me for that. So I've got my truck that we could use, whatever. Yeah. Some of the stories. I talked with a couple locals today, and you know, it sounds like there's a little bit of underreporting of bodies. You know, as far as the search and rescue, they say that that's pretty much done. At least from the first group I was with this morning. The rest of it's just recovery at this point, and then that's only going to be what they can see. I guess there was bodies at one point that were piling up underneath a bridge. One guy said his son has some friends, and there was like a house with 10 people that were living there, and landslide took the house out, and they're all gone. So that's the kind of things that are going on out here. I wasn't in a position yet to come across anybody or any animals or anything, but you know, I'm open to that being a situation, and I think I'd be okay. Especially if it gives somebody closure, that's somebody's family member. But I've heard that tree crews are not wanting to work because I guess some of them have found bodies in the pile of trees and they didn't sign up for that. I get it. I figured I'd come out here with what I'd seen, kind of having to expect that. So I don't know, everybody's different. I get it. It's definitely gonna be a hard, long road, and then there's gonna be people buried right now. So like when they move the dirt, the mud that's dried up, there will probably be more. But I'm all done for the night. I'm gonna get back early in the morning. Try to be there at 7, I guess, is the briefing for tomorrow. And probably get in on some welfare checks. There were 2 more. One nursing home gave us a lead for 2 others, I think I said earlier in this. But they were supposed to see if they can contact somebody, see what they need, or just coordinate a more fuel-efficient route to hit them both, you know. But some parts are, you know, devastated, and some parts are still beautiful. It's crazy the difference in just a couple miles. We're up high now, so it's okay, but there's dirt all over the road from washouts and stuff coming off the mountain. But I was in Swannanoa and Black Mountain between the 2 today, so I feel like I did something, so it's a good start. Definitely a lot of these trucks out here too. All the power companies. A lot of that. It was just a lot going on today. Everybody everywhere. There definitely is. There's some smoke over there. Yeah, a lot happening. almost 7 o'clock. I am back here in Swannanoa and just waiting for a little briefing, I guess. See what the plan is for today. It's this antique place is letting everybody use this parking lot. So anyway, so yeah, just waiting and see what we get into today. Okay, we are gathering a bunch of stuff. Right now I'm making a run to go get some IV fluids. Going into town here, Swannanoa. We got to take a load of bales of hay and horse feed to a guy's farm for his animals, and hit a community center with some supplies that I'm gathering right now. Yeah, we were waiting to hear from one of the ladies that we got information from that's kind of organizing everything, and we are good to go. So now we're gathering the rest of the stuff. I'm gonna run there real quick and take care of that. And it does seem to be down in the direction toward like Bat Cave area, but not quite there. It's in Fairview, so yeah, we will see. We are on our way. Trees down here. We're getting toward the Bat Cave area. Yeah, making their own bridge. Oh. Okay, this is Garren Creek Road. That was messy. It is so bad back here. Successful delivery. Now just making my way out of here. We dropped off the hay and feed, and now and then went to the community center, and now I'm gonna go back to headquarters. And I got a text from one of the organizer girls from yesterday who's back home, but talking about welfare checks. So once I get back there, I'm gonna run it by the command center and see if anybody has checked on them yet, and if not, take some stuff out there and go see how they're doing. So we got another task, and this is definitely a good feeling, helping these people out. to where I'm staying, and we did a welfare check out. It was like north of Asheville. We were able to get there. Didn't look like any road damage, mudslides, trees down up to the lady's house, and she wasn't there, which is a good thing because she's clearly okay. We talked to the neighbors, and they said that they've seen her. They know that she's out driving somewhere today, so that's good. Gave the neighbors some supplies while we were there. Yeah. So now driving back. Seen a bunch of National Guard people today, just randomly here and there. A couple, 2-3 trucks or their version of side-by-sides in some of the areas that we were. I forget the older guy's name that I was driving around with today, because John, who I was doing things with yesterday, was on a different task with a group because he's got a side-by-side, so they did a couple things and went with the old guy on the welfare check. Town called Weaverville, and like I said, the ladies' route that we took to get there was just fine. They're on generators and stuff, but neighbors said that they're good. We came back a different way, and we saw a lot of damage that way. Roads, parts missing, a bridge into one neighborhood missing. From my map, there's no other way in or out, so I'm hoping that they've gotten out by now. I relayed that information to the base camp that I'm volunteering with, so we'll see. But that was a good drive out there. It doesn't matter, but between the first place I volunteered at yesterday morning until I got hooked up with this group, this group's got a lot more going on, making things happen, so I'm liking being involved with them. And they're called Restoration Church is who they're representing and involved with. So yeah, see if they send out a search party there just to kind of scout it out. But there's a lot on the plates right now, so see what all comes of that and whatnot. But now I'm gonna go find some food and head back for the night a little bit earlier than I was last night because it was getting dark by the time I got there. So I gave it a good 9.5 hours today, and I plan on going back there tomorrow, and then maybe checking out the town I'm staying in on Thursday. But that's all for today. But first, a traffic jam. I think something big must have happened because a few fire trucks went by, a couple other emergency vehicles. That's a text message. And yeah, we haven't moved for, I don't know, seems like a long time, but maybe 10 minutes. So yeah. We have movement. Hooray. I'm sure it won't last too long though. Well, found the cause of the jam, but it's just our friendly National Guard convoy. And now we're moving. Actually, I'm wrong. because I forgot about the fire trucks and everything. So that's still ahead. Starting to wonder if those fire trucks weren't even for the highway here. It was 3 lanes merged to 2 just because the 1 lane ended, and then they've got the road, the right lane closed here because they're working on, if I remember right, this was like a landslide spot, and this might be all it was. And that's all it was. So, not that I wanted to, but we don't get to see what all the fire trucks were about. Emergency vehicles. And we're back on it like nothing happened. Probably a mix of rush hour and the road closure, because like last night I was rolling through here almost 7 o'clock and it was smooth sailing. So I guess it was just rush hour otherwise. Okay, on my 3rd day of being out here. I'm going to a different town today. This town called Nebo. We go to it's a Baptist church that where I'm staying. She knows somebody involved with them that looks like they need help getting things to people too. So I'm going to see what they've got going on. The other place in Swannanoa that I was at, there's people everywhere. You know, volunteers and stuff, all their equipment and side-by-sides and this and that. And, you know, I was doing things close to what I was looking to do, but not really. So I'm going to see if these people do, because it definitely seems to be a smaller area. So, yeah. I haven't seen a ton of bad stuff yet out here. A lot of blowdowns that have been cleared. Roads are okay at the moment, but I'm almost to where I'm going. Oh, there's a dog. Go on, get home, buddy. Okay. Yeah. So we'll see what these folks need and start there for the day. And there's nobody here. Church is right up there, and came down and saw this. There's a horse, but just gone. Small little creek any other day, but this must have just had water high enough and strong enough to take away this part of the road. I have no service at the moment to call out and say that there's nobody at the church, so any leads on where to go from here is still up in the air, because Swannanoa is about 40 miles from where I'm staying. I went there this morning to start, but like I said yesterday and the day before, you know, they've got a lot of people there, and there was more rolling in today.
So, I did two things yesterday throughout the whole day of being there. I feel like I could do more, but some of it might be not favoritism, but feels like they give the good stuff that I'd want to be out doing to help people to some of the other people, and they might overlook some other people's talents just because they don't understand. But it's not about that. I just feel like I could be more useful somewhere else. This does seem like a very rural and tiny spot, so if I can find some people out here, that also might be a good thing. Anyway, see what I can do. We're on to something now. Been driving around all morning, found a food truck, and they hooked me up with some non-perishables and some food baggies, and now they're taking me to talk with somebody to see if they know somewhere I can go to help some people. And I should mention that I'm just outside of the Lake Lure area, so I wanted to get pretty close without being in the way, but ran into these folks. They're up here, they brought the food truck, and they're feeding first responders and everybody that happens to come to them in need. And they've got these goodie bags, and again, they loaded me up with a few of those in case I run across people as I'm driving around. But I'm going to check this one fire department. It's not the Lake Lure Fire Department, but to see if they know of something worth driving to or hiking to or something. But we're at a little roadblock here. Not so much a roadblock as equipment moving around, which is just fine. Okay, so I was talking with some people at some different church setups, and they said that one town, well, there's a few, but one town that's within range is Linville. It's about an hour and a half, which from where I'm staying, it's kind of in the midway point, so it's all together not too far out of the way to go back and then go out there. Not really starting over for the day, but the best lead I've got for what I'm doing. And I tried to turn it down, but they hooked me up with some lunch because they're feeding everybody, including the responders. And here's all the goodie bags that I got down there and there. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna go. They said Lake Lure has attention, and the folks from the food truck that gave me these bags said that they evacuated everybody from like Chimney Rock and stuff, and the ones that didn't leave probably self-sufficient enough for a time being, and the ones that made it, probably got out on their own or something, so they were comfortable with trying to send help elsewhere. But up until a few minutes outside of Lake Lure, there's a lot of blowdowns that were cleared, but the roads have been fine. So, yeah, I'm gonna try going to Linville. Well, there's power line crews and tree crews out here in Linville. I'm not seeing anything obvious as far as the damage like Swannanoa and Black Mountain, but I think at this point I'm going to find somewhere to just donate the stuff that those folks at the food truck gave me and call it a day, and I think head back home tomorrow, because I don't think that I'm going to really be able to do what I'm trying to do, because that might have been really a last week thing. I had one lead that was, I forget the town name now, but I talked to the lady this morning, and they're sending maybe another hiking crew out on Friday, but I was planning on heading home Friday anyway. But it seems like everything's under control, for at least what the organized people are doing. So, and I wouldn't even know where to begin to pick a road that might still be blocked. I'd be driving around for all day today. So I think we're gonna call it.